Good evening and welcome to News 9. I'm Nolan Pinto. We have some big news coming in now. Veteran actor Zora Sehgal is no more. This is the big news that we're now tracking. Veteran actor Zora Sehgal is no more. Veteran actor Zora Sehgal passed away in New Delhi. She was 102. She had started her career as a dancer with Uday Shankar way back in 1935. Now, she has appeared in many Bollywood films as a character actor, as well as in English language films and also television series. Sehgal, who was also known as the Grand Old Lady of Bollywood, last appeared in Sanjay Leela Bhansali's Savariya way back in 2007. Well, in fact, this is the big news that we're now tracking. Veteran actor Zora Sehgal is no more. Zora Sehgal dies at the age of 102. Well, for more on this, I'm joined by my colleague Priya Jain. Priya, what really happened to her? Was she suffering from any illness or was this because of age?
Well, Nolan, as of now, we do know that Zora Sehgal, being 102 years old, has passed away due to age-related death, of course. It's not like she was suffering a lot of health issues of late. Yes, being at the ripe age that she was, the lady was indeed having her own age-related health issues, but nothing major, nothing that can actually be called the cause of death. She's called the Grand Old Lady of Bollywood for a reason. She's acted in over 100 films easily, and not just films. She's acted in Bollywood as well as Hollywood films, alongside a lot of television serials that were major hits. Now, what we do remember of Zora Sehgal is that she was a very zesty, feisty woman, and in fact, she had gone on record several times in many interviews to quote that what keeps her alive are all the romance novels that she reads. We've also got to remember that she started her career as a dancer with Uday Shankar in 1935 and has since then acted in several Bollywood films and TV serials, Nolan.
Right, and could you give us more information about her career in Bollywood? Because apart from that, we're also told that she has acted in English movies.
Indeed, Nolan, she is quite a well-known actress both in Bollywood as well as Hollywood. In fact, the very fact that she would work in television serials in Hollywood is quite a surprise, considering at her age most people would not even be thinking of working, but this is a lady who chose to dance in her films. Most people remember her best for her acting in Hum Dil De Chuke Sanam and Chini Kam when we're talking about Bollywood films, because that is where she kind of came out in this very fiery, feisty, dancing. She was playing the role of grandmothers, but in no way could her spirit be called old, and that is something that really sticks out in the memory of anybody who's a keen Bollywood follower. In fact, she's acted with the likes of Amitabh Bachchan and several other big league actors, and that also a lot of actors came forth every birthday of hers to wish her a very special birthday. We remember that on her 100th birthday there was a big bash wherein all these biggies from Bollywood came in just to wish this lady a happy birthday and a longer life. Unfortunately today she's no longer with us, but yes, Zora Sehgal has left a legacy that will be very hard to match, considering she's worked right from the beginning of Bollywood in India, Nolan.
Now, Priya, in spite of her contribution to Bollywood for so many years, it looks like the Delhi government never did much for her. She's been struggling, she along with her daughter, to even get a flat to stay in or a house.
Nolan, that was quite a big, it caused quite a big furore last year when her daughter came out very strongly against the government, considering kind of contribution this lady has made, considering the number of awards she's won. She's been given the Padma Shri, Padma Vibhushan, and a host of other awards wherein a lot of people came forward to bestow their accolades on her. But unfortunately, even till her last minute, she was fighting through her daughter for a better standard of living, for something wherein a method actor like her had to actually even suffer at the hands of the government. Is quite sad. In fact, Nolan, we have news coming in right now that she died due to a cardiac arrest today, Nolan.
All right, do we know when will the cremation take place tomorrow? What time, where, how?
Well, Nolan, as of now, it's not really clear on this. The news has just come out, so we will have to wait for a little longer to know when the cremation will happen, if at all, or if there will be a burial of sorts, or exactly what will be the final rites. We still don't know, so that will take a little longer. But yes, considering the kind of legacy she's left behind, we can expect a great amount of grief and outpouring on Twitter and the social networking websites that have become so popular of late. In fact, earlier last year, Amitabh Bachchan had come out pretty strongly after he had acted with her in Chini Srini come to state that she's one of those ladies he really looks up to because of the kind of energy she brings onto the sets, and that indeed is quite a legacy which will be very hard to match, Nolan.
Right, Priya, thank you very much for all those details. In fact, this is the big news. It's a sad news, in fact. The great grand old lady of Indian cinema, Zora Sehgal, has passed away at the age of 102. In fact, she suffered a cardiac arrest. Now, this just happened. We're waiting for comments to come in from other actors. We're just waiting for tweets to come in. It's a very sad news that this has actually taken place. She has been and acted with all the greats in Bollywood. Now, there is something to cheer for the Aam Aadmi in the maiden NDA 2 budget. News9 gives you the lowdown on how you're directly impacted.
For starters, the income tax slab has been hiked to 2.5 lakh rupees for 2014-15 from the earlier 2 lakh rupees. And that is not where the good news ends. The exemption provided to individual taxpayers under Section 80C of the Income Tax Act 1961 now stands at 1.5 lakh rupees. Your investment in Insurance and Public Provident Fund or PPF fall under Section 80C. Now, let's see how the upward revision of the income tax slab and the exemption work for you. If your annual income is 5 lakh rupees, there is no tax payable by you, but you can still get a refund of 5,150 rupees. If the annual income is 10 lakh rupees, you have to pay a tax of 56,650 rupees, but you can save 25,750 rupees due to a higher tax slab and exemption. The saving rises to 36,050 rupees if the annual income is 15 lakh rupees, on which the tax liability is 1.75 lakh rupees. The savings stands at 36,050 rupees even when the income rises to 15 lakh rupees, where the tax payable stands at 3.29 lakh rupees. In case the annual income is 25 lakh rupees, the tax payable is 4.84 lakh rupees, while the saving is 36,050 rupees. But while the salaried class was still relishing, Jaitley said the rates including the education cess would continue. In the same breath, the tax on the super rich, or rather those 42,800 resident Indians who earn 1 crore rupees annually, will continue. Interest exemption on home loans. He had another piece of sweet news. For owner-occupied houses, the interest exemption on home loans has been hiked to 2 lakh rupees per annum against the existing 1.5 lakh rupees. But Jaitley was not done with the direct tax proposals. He hiked the exemption level for senior citizens or people over 60 years. The finance minister also announced the relaunch of the Varish Bima Yojana, a scheme which had been launched in the NDA's first innings. Jaitley also said that a committee will be set up on disposal of unclaimed mature deposits of senior citizens lying in PPF, post office and other savings schemes. He also said that a single demat account would be provided to individuals covering all their financial investments. A News9 report.
Well, it was the big day. Everybody waited with bated breath. What we were looking for is whether there would be a Achhe Din. And yes, the finance minister did ensure that there would be Achhe Din for some. For others, the Bure Din will continue. Let's now take a look at what got cheap and what are the things you will have to pay more for.
Arun Jaitley's budget has proposed duties and cuts on duties on certain products. And this has reflected on certain products. Some of them you will now be able to afford, while for others, you will have to think twice before digging into your pocket. The good news is that duties have been cut on several consumer products of everyday use and also on certain household electronic goods. The goods that have become cheap are soaps, as duties on fatty acids have been reduced. LED LCDs, CRT TVs that are smaller than 19 inches. Some of the other products that will become cheaper are mobile phones, computers, precious stones, solar power units, oil products, medicines, smart cards, sports equipment, cooking coal, cars, footwear, packaged food and spandex yarn are also part of this list. The finance minister has raised duties on several other products, due to which a series of consumer products will be costly for the common man. Bure Din will be in for those who rely on tobacco products. Duties have been increased on all tobacco products. You will have to pay more for cigarettes, pan masala, aerated drinks, cosmetics, online ads, stainless steel, and radio taxis will all be expensive. The government has been looking at the possibility of diversifying its earning capacity, with an effort to ensure that the fiscal goal is met for the coming years. The government is looking at the possibility of duties on goods that will earn the exchequer money, at the same time cutting duties on products to encourage consumer spending. A News 9 report.